For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. Welcome to another episode of the Marriage Insider. I am Cassandra, and together with my friends Gail, Elijah, and Ergela, we will be exploring the concept of marriage, particularly the ends of marriage, according to our patron saint, St. Thomas Aquinas. According to the Catechism of the Catholic Church, the intimate community of life and love, which constitutes the married state, has been established by the Creator and endowed by Him with its own proper laws. God Himself is the author of marriage. In other words, marriage, as stated in the Familiaris Consortio, is the covenant of conjugal love as willed by God, where the intimate community of life and love is consciously accepted by man and woman, making it the only place possible for self-giving to manifest in its whole truth.
St. Thomas Aquinas, an Italian theologian, friar, and priest, authored a systemic compendium of theology entitled Summa Theologica. It is in the philosophical work of St. Thomas Aquinas that we collect his doctrine on matrimony or marriage.
According to St. Thomas Aquinas, marriage denotes joining, a union of spouses, dedicating them to one common life for the very purpose of procreation. It is in his philosophical work that he described marriage as both a natural phenomena and a Christian sacrament.
He also states that marriage is of natural law, not as a result of necessity or the principles of nature, like an upward movement that's natural to fire, but as a result of a natural inclination towards good that is brought about by the intervention of free will and natural reason.
The natural inclination to marriage seeks two primary ends, which were defined by St. Thomas Aquinas in a natural priority, and were transformed from the three goods of marriage by St. Augustine. The first end that marriage naturally seeks, which is the principal end, is the procreative end of marriage, and the second end is the unitive end of marriage.
With these pieces of knowledge laid out, let us first tackle the principal end of marriage, or the procreative end of marriage. In St. Thomas's commentary on the Gospel of John, he says the primary end of marriage is the good of the offspring. In nature's design, the good of the offspring includes the education and assuring the development of children to maturity. Prolis does not only mean the continuation of species, but rather a more meaningful characterization would be bonum prolis, or the education of children. St. Thomas states, first, as concerns its principal end, which is the good of offspring. For nature does not intend only the generation, but their upbringing and their advancement to the perfect state of man, as man, which is a state of virtue. It is important to remember that from the parents, children are able to derive their existence, nourishment, and education. However, St. Thomas Aquinas punctuates that a child is only able to benefit from these provisions under the condition that the child is certain of their parents' identities, that is, the man or the father and the woman or the mother bind themselves together by way of marriage.
The secondary end of marriage is mutual service in household matters. In nature's design, this includes forming a community of persons for the good of society. St. Thomas Aquinas presented man by nature as both a social or gregarious and political animal. Stemming from Aristotelian beliefs, he adopted an Aristotelian concept wherein man is more naturally inclined to a connubial society than to a political one. The most fundamental of these connubial societies is the family, in which the man and the woman are able to carry out this secondary end. It is for this reason that St. Thomas Aquinas taught that marriage naturally seeks the cooperation of men and women in the pursuit and enjoyment of works that are necessary for human life, and consequently form a society in which the man and the woman are able to share these common goods with a community of persons.
Our dear friends, may we always remember the teachings of St. Thomas Aquinas. Marriage is not a one-way street. It is a force that binds our societies together, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health. And let us continue to love one another the way God loves His children. And after all, in the very words of our patron saint, the things that we love tell us who we are.